Okay, you guys, now we're going to make some blueberry jelly. If you've seen, I believe it's the peach butter video, you saw a ton of blueberries in bags. I decided to drain the juice out of them from where they were thawing, and I ended up with about roughly just over 4 cups of juice. So over there, show you what I got. I've got 3.5 cups of blueberry juice. It's fresh juice from the blueberries. 3 tablespoons of lemon juice here. This first bowl has 1/2 cup of sugar with 1.5 packets of the Sure Gel pectin in it. And this back bowl back here next to my zebra cup has 2 cups of sugar. This one does not have an actual recipe for that I know of. There are some out there. I'm not using one this time. For the most part, it's... Ooh, I'm sorry for hitting you. It's the same stuff that usually goes into it. So I'm not massively pulling a recipe for it. To show you guys, we're just going to kind of go with it. Turn the heat on to about medium-high. Don't know if you guys can see in there the little blueberry, there are little bits and stuff that did come through the juice. We're going to put in 3.5 cups of blueberry juice. Okay. And we're going to put in our 3 tablespoons of lemon juice. This was the juice that I had left over. It goes to here. It was actually one of those big, huge jars. I don't know, let's see. There we go. This is the size of the jar. When I actually filled it all up, it actually was filled up to here with blueberry juice. So that's what's left. We're going to use this in some baking recipes just to give it extra blueberry flavor in a little bit. So, have my whisk. I'm going to let this heat up and come to a boil. If you hear popping sounds, it's just some of the other jellies. I've got some sitting over here on this side. You can't see it. On that side of the stove cooling, and I've got a whole ton sitting on my kitchen table that are cooling. So far today we've done orange soda, Code Red Mountain Dew, regular Mountain Dew, Voltage Mountain Dew, and 2 batches of watermelon jam. I have blueberry butter going in the crock pot. I have my dehydrator going full of blueberries. And I still have a huge bowl, probably as big as this pot, full of blueberries that we're going to use in some blueberry bread, and I want to say it's a blueberry snack cake of some sort. I don't remember. I've pulled a couple recipes we can try that I've never tried before. We'll try those with it. I'm not sure how well they'll turn out. I'm not sure if they're going to be dependent on the weather, because it is raining yet again. Surprise! Outside. It's been raining almost non-stop for the past month. I think in the past month we've had maybe 4 days of non-rain. Okay, so I can hear it starting to heat up. Let me turn you so you can see. Right back here I have the lids. It's going to be kind of hot, but you don't want it so hot that you can't stick your hand in there. I have the little lids for the canning jars in here to soften up those wax rings. I have the canning jars, I'm sure y'all saw them, sitting back over here with my funnel. It's my pot of water. I've been using it all day. Pot's a little hot. To can them in. And then I have all of my bands sitting in a bowl to the side waiting. Okay. Okay. Now, turn you back so you can see the pot. So, I know some people say that you don't want to use stuff that's full of sugar already, like juices, for making jelly. I found that it's not that bad. If you get the bright and early juices, I've made jelly with pretty much all of those before, and it came out great. I think our favorite was the grape flavor because it came out tasting just like grape Kool-Aid. If you think the juice itself is sweet beforehand, you can always put less sugar in it, and then it won't be as sweet. Or you can, I did the full amount of sugar it called for, and it wasn't that bad. I didn't use a ton of jelly anyway on my sandwiches, so it didn't bother me, but it did taste like Kool-Aid, and I had a lot of people tell me that. Okay, because this is taking so long, and I'm impatient, and all I need is juice and lemon, I'm going to go ahead and pop it up. I topped it up on high, just long enough to get the first boil going. After it boils the first time, I'm going to turn it back down, because after that, it does need the time to boil with stuff in it on its own without me adding the extra help. If you can hear it, I don't know if you can see that steam coming off. That's kind of cool. Can you see the steam? Is it visible? I don't know if that steam is really visible. But it's starting to steam. We're fixing to see some boiling. Can you guys see it? Can you see it? Here, let me tip you a little bit. Nope, 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 I can't tip you. Nope. Starting, you can hear it. Alrighty. We've got a nice boil going. I'm going to back down to medium-high, which really isn't too far away from where it was. Okay, so now that I got the boil, I want to take the bowl that has the pectin in with the sugar. Ooh, it's pack and a half of pectin, half a cup of sugar, and we're going to pour that in. And we're going to whisk that around. Stuck to my fingers. And get everything whisked in. And bring this back to a boil before we add in the other sugar. Which, because it's already boiled, it won't take it too long. See this little sheeny glaze it's got going? Some of that's the pectin. If you get that, it's no big deal. What you'll do is you can scrape it off before you jar them, or like I do, I tend to scrape it off after I jar them with a small spoon. Let's see if I can show you what I just did without that falling off. If you can see it here or not. Yeah, see this right here? That's some of the pectin in the orange soda one. You would just kind of scrape that off. It doesn't hurt. So it's come back to a boil. Good there. Whisk, whisk, whisk. Now we're going to take our other 2 cups of sugar, dump them in, and we're going to whisk all that together. Sorry, I am moving you closer. Okay. You want to whisk all of that sugar until it's all nice and blended. Whisk, 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 whisk. Okay. Whisk, 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 whisk. Okay. You're going to let it come back to a boil, and then you have some spoons sitting in the fridge. You pull one out, test it to see if it's as thick as you want. If it is, you jar it, you can it. If it's not, cook it a little longer. If you need to, you can always add a little bit more pectin to it. Okay, so you can kind of see the little thing it has again. Let's see if I can scrape. No, I'll do it with a spoon. Let me grab the spoon so we can test this, and then I will show you how to scrape some of it all. a really cold spoon from the fridge. Let's see, I got it too close. Let me back you up. Okay, you're going to scoop up a little bit. And then you want to kind of let it cool some. So that's a little runny. Tastes good though. Probably use a little more sugar. I'm going to add a little more sugar to that. It's kind of tart because they're fresh. I'm going to add 1 more cup of sugar. Whisk this in really good. But this is why you have multiple spoons in the fridge, so you can kind of test it more than once. See how well this does. I may have to add more pectin to this because it may not thicken real well. You can also get stuff like this, which is a low, no sugar needed pectin. So you wouldn't, like if you needed to be sugar free for diabetics, you could do that. You can also buy it in the jars, which is classic pectin. And it tells you like 1 box equals 6 tablespoons if you want to measure it out this way. Because, I think it's licking. After I test this next time, if it doesn't thicken up some, I'm going to add just 1 tablespoon of this because I don't want to add a lot. But yeah, it is what it is. That's why I keep these, because sometimes I need to add just a little bit and not a whole box or a half a box. Ugh. So I just now open the jar. Brand new container. Stick the whole spoon in there, scoop some up. I like to kind of roll it around because if you have a lot of liquid on there, my thought is yeah, it's going to kind of not sit. But pretty much all that ran off, so yeah. It's going to need some more. So, 1 tablespoon of pectin and see how that does. Whisk it around. Whisk it, whisk it, whisk it. Whisk, 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 whisk. Ow! Steam just burnt my finger. If there's a certain kind of video that you would like to see, you can put the type down below for a certain recipe. If you will post the link, I will look at it. If it's something that my family will eat, or we'll try. There's a few things that we just aren't keen on, but for the most part we are open to trying most things that are new. I'll see if I can get a video made of it. Whether it's food and different craft ones, I am going to be making once school starts back, especially. I'm going to start doing some craft ones during the day, because then I can spread out on my kitchen table without the kids all up in my business trying to see what I'm doing. They like to photobomb the camera. The only reason they're not right now is their daddy has them in the living room watching a movie, because he knows I'm trying to do this. Okay. Let's get another spoon and try this a 3rd time. And hopefully this works, because I only have 1 spoon left in my fridge. I think I'm going to go with that, mainly because most of it did stay on the spoon. It means some ran off. I don't know anything that's not. I'm going to go with it. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. No big deal. If it did, great. Typically, a lot of the time, it'll stay liquid now anyway through the processing point until it really starts to cool. And that's when it starts to really thicken up as it cools down to room temperature. It'll thicken up some more. So I'm going to ladle this into jars. Let's see if I can do this so you guys can watch. Some of these up. You're so far in. Okay. I hold the jar. Do it carefully so you don't get burnt. I have a ladle. I do one. That's kind of hot. So we're going to put that back down this time. And we'll just go from one to the other. So one, looks like 2 scoops is enough for these jars. Move that over so I'm going to hold this so you can see. So that's 1 jar. Let's see if I can hold this one for a minute. So you guys can see the stuff in the spoon. That we will scrape off here in just a second. Starts to get hot really quick. Transfer the phone. You know what, if it doesn't thicken up, I was just thinking, this could also be used, if it doesn't thicken, if it stays liquid on me, which I'll know here in a little bit. I could always take this, put it in my refrigerator. It's making more ice. This could always end up just being like a syrup on something. Like you can make, say, maybe blueberry grapes. And you could use this on that. If it stays kind of too liquidy, I could use it on maybe moisture for like a blueberry cake, or more blueberry bread if I just want a flavor but I didn't want to put blueberries in it. I mean, there's still ways to use it. You just have to kind of get creative. So you can't see anything for the pot. So I'm going to set this on the counter, and then you can see what I'm doing. Okay. I still have quite a bit in there. So that we could probably use a little more. So let's get... Yeah, I'll come back to that one because I know me, I will make a nice big mess if I do that right now. This much in the pot. So whatever. Set that on the counter. Okay. It's about enough now. Pour this in. Okay, so I don't have enough to add a little extra to that other one, but that's okay. It's mostly full. I would have liked it to have been just a teeny tiny bit bigger. The sooner you get the pot going, the easier it is to clean up. Now, I'm going to show you how to get this off. Just take you a clean spoon. Start with like the first one we did. The first one I did back here, which you can't see. Okay, so this is the first one I did. It's totally fine. Each of them have a little bit on it. I let them sit first. Let's see if I can show you one of them. You could be a level one. Then I can hold one. Oh. Okay. So you do this, and you just kind of. If you can see that, it kind of comes together like that.
Noah said that James
like that. And that scrapes off the excess. There'll be a little bit left in there, but it won't hurt anything. Pull out your lids. Use a magnet. You can use your fingers if I don't think it's that hot. Tongs. How are you going to do it? I'll take the lid off for a minute. Okay, back over here, and put a lid on. I tend to put all of the metal, can you even see that now? Metal caps, can't think of what they're called. Yeah, it's one of those days. Put all the metal pieces on. Oops. Apparently I had two stuck together there on that end. I didn't know it. I tend to put all of my metal caps on. Reattach my magnet up there. Get the bands. I forgot what I was doing. So I put the other glove back on. And then just screw the caps on, put them in process for 10 minutes, and then you're good to go.